Cartoon Network ends every night at 8 p.m. In theory, Cartoon Network should run later than it does, but in practice, it doesn't really deserve it. This video expands somewhat upon the discussion I started in my previous video about the launch of a 24-hour version of Adult Swim. Yes, it's real, and you can check that out in the description after you watch this video, but this topic should stand well enough on its own. To reiterate the title of this video, it's hard to justify giving Cartoon Network more airtime. Their scheduling has just been of varying levels of quality in recent years, and more of that wouldn't exactly be great. Now, yes, I agree that Adult Swim should start much later than 8 o'clock and that Cartoon Network should run later into the evening. But how CN would use that airtime is something that trips people up. Some of the more fanciful fantasy schedulers on the internet think that if CN had more hours in its day, or heck, even a 24-hour schedule with Adult Swim going off somewhere else, that CN would use the extra hours to add variety in its schedule somehow, either by adding in new runs of things not seen often on the channel's current schedule, or by digging into the archives a bit and adding older or even classic series to the later hours. The latter idea is easy enough to debunk. Retro does not rate, and any semblance of retro on TV these days is positioned in unattractive places, either in scheduling or otherwise. Cartoon Network has no interest in mining its history except for the purposes of merchandising to tragic nostalgics. As for rerunning more recent series, that's actually somewhat reasonable, at least on the surface. But if Cartoon Network wanted that kind of variety on their schedules, one would think they would be doing it with some portion of the 14 hours they already have, and not waiting on some evening time slots to open up. Now, there is an argument for rerunning the likes of, say, Adventure Time, a regular show, or Steven Universe in an evening time slot, as those shows' audiences are a bit older and would probably use an evening time slot. Adult Swim ran a few episodes of Adventure Time in their 8 p.m. time slot for a few weeks, so it's not impossible. However, chances are Cartoon Network wouldn't do the same, as displayed by their existing scheduling. The majority of Cartoon Network's schedule consists of two shows: Teen Titans Go and its apparent second fiddle, the Loud House to the CN SpongeBob, The Amazing World of Gumball. Both those shows regularly take up over 30% of the channel's weekly schedule by themselves. After giving a few token time slots to some of the network's other shows like We Bare Bears and Unikitty just to dodge the renewal of allegations that CN only cares about TTG, and now Gumball, that leaves very little space for playing around. And it seems that CN doesn't want to. They're apparently okay with sagging rings and the reputation they've earned as of late of being lazy schedulers. While it seems that none of the kids' channels are particularly stellar at scheduling these days, you can still generally find greater variety and greater selection elsewhere, even if it's split off onto a side channel, a luxury CN does not have. So were Cartoon Network to, hypothetically, suddenly claw back the 8 to 10 p.m. hours from a retreating Adult Swim, what would they fill it with? Probably another hour or two of Gumball and TTG, honestly. Perhaps with Steven Universe premieres being burnt off in one of the hours so as to not disrupt daytime. And that's why it's tough to suggest that CN should have more airtime, even though them ending at 8 p.m. is ridiculous. They wouldn't do anything useful or novel with it, and while we may hope for something more interesting, given the current state of their scheduling, it's almost better that they don't have longer hours. Perhaps some of the shakeup that comes with the integration into Warner Media will change things on that front, but I seriously doubt it. I'm Benzie Johnson Jr., I'm enthusiastic about television from all its angles, and you should subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one. I'll see you next time.